Hello, and welcome. In today's video, I am going to share with you exactly how much weight I lost on each dose of Mounjaro. So let me just start off by catching you up and letting you know that I am currently taking Mounjaro. I've been taking Mounjaro for 17 months, going on 18 months. I can't believe that. I started taking Mounjaro in February of 2024, and I have lost 75 plus pounds. I say that again. I am so proud of myself. I mean, I just cannot believe I lost 75 pounds. And when I look back over the 17 months, I think my weight loss has been slow and steady, but I have also stayed consistent, even through the not losing some weeks, even through the gaining a pound here and a pound there, or 2 pounds there and everywhere. So even through all of that, I have stayed consistent and stuck with it. And so I want you to know, before we dig into these numbers, I want you to know that if you hang in there, you will see results. So I'm going to just tell you, this has been eye-opening for me, because when I looked at how much weight I've lost from dose to dose, the doses I thought I didn't do so hot on, I actually did well on. So that just was an eye-opener to me. I started to put the dates in there, but just in case I'm off by a date or two, I didn't put specific dates. But that's okay, because I am going to break this down for you. I'm really just sticking to the weight so I can make this video just quick and fast for someone who's interested in how much do people really lose from dose to dose. You know, I'm on Mounjaro. I started off being a type 2 diabetic. I am now in the pre-diabetic range, and my ultimate goal is to be out of the pre-diabetic range and to be in the normal range. And so a lot of times when you're a diabetic, you lose weight a little bit slowly, or maybe a lot slowly, than someone who is not. And so I've learned to embrace that fact. If you are somebody who is a type 2 diabetic and you lost really fast, that just goes to prove everyone is different. Everyone's journey is different. So with that said, let's dig into my weight loss. Dose by dose, I might add. So let's start here. I started off on 2.5 milligrams, and I started in February of 2024. And by April, I had lost 14.3 pounds. Can you believe that? I cannot believe that. I didn't think I had lost that much weight within those months. I really didn't. That's about 3 months. I did not think that, almost 3 months. I did not think I had lost 14.3 pounds. So what average is that? Let me figure that out. That's a 4.5 to 5 pound average. So that's good for me for the month. So that was for each month. So that was 2.5. So then I moved up to 5 milligrams, and that was between April and May. And just in that month, I lost 3.6 pounds. So that was what I lost that month. Now you might be saying, I only stayed on that for about a month. The reason why is because there was a shortage. The shortage hit. And once that shortage hit, I could no longer stay on 5 milligrams. So I went back down to 2.5. On 2.5, between May and June, I lost 5.6 pounds. So a little bit more than the month before. And I was surprised because, I was went back down to 2.5 and lost a little bit more than I had the month before. Well, then the shortage must have eased up because I was able to get back on 5 milligrams. So June through August, I was back on 5 milligrams. And I always say these summer months tend to be difficult for me. And you would think I would be out of school and I would have the summer to have more time to be active. But what I also have more time to do is socialize. So I'm out and about. I was socializing. July is always an emotional month. If you're one of the people that watch my videos, and if you haven't, go back and catch up. July is my birthday month, but it's also, I've had some things that happen in July that are very emotional, and it just, brings up a lot of things for me. So I do a lot of emotional eating around that time, but I am also celebrating. Emotional eating meaning, for good feelings and not so good feelings. So that doesn't surprise me that I didn't really lose in the month of July. And then I also start back to school. And because I am on summer vacation, being an educator, I just didn't really have structure. I tend to not have as much structure, especially with the sleep. So all those things contribute to me not losing weight as effectively as I can. But Then I thought, okay, I'm going to go on 7.5. I'm going to titrate up because I thought my food noise is starting to come back a little bit. I'm having some cravings and, it's kind of thinking about wanting to eat. My appetite isn't as suppressed. And I thought I'm going up to 7.5. 7.5, I was kind of afraid to go up because I thought, oh my goodness, I'm getting into the big boys up here. I'm getting up into the big doses. So 7.5 kind of scared me, but I was excited about it all at the same time. And I even made a song about it. I'm going to insert that video. You might want to go back and listen to me sing. But I was moving on up on that 7.5. When I got to 7.5, if I hadn't gone back and done research and gathered this data to figure out how much I lost on each dose, I would have told you as of today that I didn't do so hot on 7.5. But actually, when I go back and look at the data, I lost 16.9 pounds on 7.5. I was on it from August to November. So that's September, October, November, about 3 months. And I did better than I expected. So far, this is like the highest weight loss I've had on a dose. I consistently stayed on that for about 3 months. So on 7.5, I just felt like my appetite suppression wasn't where it needed to be. I just felt 7.5 didn't give me what I was expecting. It didn't give me that wow factor. But according to this weight loss, something was working because I lost 16.9 pounds. Now, I will tell you, around this time that we were getting into Thanksgiving, I love to cook a Thanksgiving meal and I love to eat one even more. And so I knew I would be eating for Thanksgiving. Around this time, also, I was thinking like, I'm not at 50 pounds yet. That's going to be my goal. I'm going to set a goal. By Thanksgiving, I want to lose 50 pounds. And I got close to it. Not quite. I got close to losing that 50 pounds, but I geared things up. I started to do more exercise. I started to really watch what I was eating. I made sure I was looking at those carbs. I've always been counting calories, but I just honed in on everything I was doing and I kind of took it up a notch because I wanted to lose that 50 pounds. So I did make it a little bit past Thanksgiving. I made it to that goal. In the meantime, in between time, I am having some feelings that I thought I needed to titrate up because I wasn't having, again, like I say, the appetite suppression, the food noise was starting to come back. So I went up to 10 milligrams. Now, when I went up to 10 milligrams, I was at 6.1. My A1C was at 6.1. So I was in the pre-diabetic range. So that was good news I got from my doctor. And so we didn't immediately talk about titrating up at my November appointment. But then after that, I thought, I just think I need to kick this up a notch and go to 10. So I went up to 10 milligrams. And I went up to 10 milligrams the day after Thanksgiving. I'll never forget it. And I thought, now I'm up in the big leagues. I thought, how can I do this? Oh my goodness. I was so afraid of it, but at the same time, I was embracing it, right? Because I thought this is going to take me to the next level of my weight loss where I needed to go. I am going to tell you 10 milligrams did its job. 10 for the win. 10 was my friend because I lost from November till June. So I stayed on it for 6 into the 7th month. I lost 24.9 pounds. So that's the most I ever lost on a dose, but also that's the longest I think I've stayed on a dose. And 10 really was my friend. And you might be asking, well, then why did you go up, Downsizing Diva? Well, there were a couple of reasons why I titrated up. The first thing is when I went back to my doctor in February of 2025, I discovered that my A1C was 5.9. So I thought, great, I'm going down. I'm sticking with this 10 because it's working. And then as I got closer into the springtime, March, April, I started to really feel like I had an appetite coming back and I was feeling food noise. And this is where the cravings really kicked in. Like I was wanting, chips and chocolate and things that I had not wanted before. And so I thought, geez Louise, I need to do something different. And then this is also a time where, I was eating a little bit more carbs and not even processed carbs, but beans and rice and potatoes. I was eating a lot more of that because I had given up meat except for seafood for Lent. And so I think that played into how I was feeling and my appetite and everything. So that takes me till June when I just thought I need to do something different because my appetite and all that was not changing. The cravings, wanting foods that I, before could walk by and not even take a second look, but just wanting to graze on things. So I thought I need to go up to 12.5. I was afraid at 12.5 to go up because I thought it's just one step away from 15. I was just afraid. I was thinking, first of all, what would the side effects be? Is it going to be any different? I've been easy breezy, lemon squeezy up to this point. I had not really had severe side effects. I really just had fatigue a day or two after my shot. And I've also had like a little bit of back pain, like an achy kind of feeling, but it doesn't last very long. It doesn't keep me from doing a whole lot of things. So it's very manageable. And then I've also had that constipation. And when I thought, can it get any worse? My side effects get any worse? I thought, I'm not looking forward to it. So I contemplated, I debated, and what really took me over the edge and made me decide to go up to 12.5 is because when I went to the doctor, had blood work done in June of 2025, my A1C actually went up a point. So I went from 5.9 to 6.0. Now, my doctor, I'm going to tell you, she is easy breezy. She does not give me a hard time. She says, as long as my weight, that trend is my friend and it's going down, she loves that. She's always giving me praise about that. And she didn't really say much about my A1C, but, I said, well, I think I kind of want to go to 12.5. And I was expecting a little bit of a conversation. She's like, oh, sure, let's move you up to 12.5. And I think she was happy to do that because of my A1C. And so that has kind of led a lot of my choices when I'm not sure what to do. I kind of look at what my A1C is doing. And that, kind of solidified for me that I needed to go up in dose. So I did. I went up to 12.5, which is where I currently am. So on 12.5, I have lost so far 4.2 pounds. Now, I'm going to let you know, I take into consideration, this is into the summer months, that month of July, where I'm also having the emotional struggles and just celebrate my birthday, having all kind of emotions. And I probably eat more than I normally eat. I eat more than I am used to eating. So that has played into it as well. Let's just do a quick recap. On 2.5, I lost 14.3 pounds in my first 3 months, almost 3 months. And I moved up to 5 milligrams and lost 3.6 pounds. There was a shortage that led me back down to 2.5 milligrams. And I lost 5.6 pounds. And then the shortage kind of eased up. I was able to get that 5 milligrams. I stayed on that from June to August. I lost 5.5 pounds. Then I titrated up to 7.5. I lost 16.9 pounds, but I was on that from August to November. Then when I titrated up after that to 10 milligrams, I stayed on that for a long time, 6 months going into my 7th month, and I lost 24.9 pounds. And that leads me to 12.5 milligrams, which is where I'm currently at. I started that in June. It's now August, and I have lost 4.2 pounds. And I've also had a gain of 2.2 pounds on a vacation, and then I lost a pound. So that is how I got to my 75 pounds down, dose by dose. So hopefully this is helpful to you as you look and keep track of the dose you're on, the side effects you're feeling, and anything else that's going to be helpful on your journey. Because when I look at the big weight losses I had, what also occurred other than that dose going up for me, and this might not be true for everyone, is I also kicked up and increased what I was doing. So I kicked things up a notch. I added more exercise, added calories and up the exercise, or I reduced calories as needed. I just kind of tweaked what I was doing in order to get the results that I was looking for. So I am 75 pounds down. My goal is to lose 100 pounds. So let's go with this 12.5. Will I make it up to 15? Stay tuned. That's a great thing. So if you are someone who is losing slow and steady, I have a great guide for you. I will put a link in the description if you're interested. I do have a stay-in store. So if you want to go in there and check things out, I do have some free things in there as well. Hopefully there's something in there that can help support you on your GLP-1 journey. So there you have it. That is my weight loss. I hope this video has been helpful because it has helped me. It really has helped me to kind of go back and reflect on how much I lost and just, my journey and just coming to the realization that you have these things in your mind, but when you see the data and the facts of it all, it changes your perspective because facts are facts, right? And I enjoyed doing this video. I've had several people ask me about each dose, and I made a video about what I lost each month. So you want to also go back and check that out because I break down my monthly weight loss as well. And I think when you're losing slow and steady, or even if you're losing fast and furious, sometimes it's just nice to see what other people are doing, how other people are reacting to it. If you need to pivot and do something different, all of this knowledge and information can be helpful on your journey. So please like and share the video, subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I go live or upload a video. So speaking of lives, I am live. Come and interact with me live. I am live on Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I am live on Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'm live on Sundays, giving my weight loss update, Sundays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So I hope to see you there and interact with you there. Check out my description. I have some goodies in there for you. Check out my stand store. Meet me in the comment section and let me know, what dose did you lose the most weight on and what dose did you lose the least amount on? I am curious. Don't forget, slow and steady wins the race. Just don't quit.